Okay, so hi everyone, welcome to lecture. And guys, in this lecture we are going to talk about a decorator inside a Python. So let me share my screen and let's start talking about the decorator. So guys, just go after the name of this decorator. So it simply means that we are going to decorate something, right? I believe we all understand a meaning of a decoration. So for example, in a festive season, so we all try to decorate our house, or maybe like other things, right? We try to decorate. And yeah, so the original property of the house is not going to change, but the house looks more beautiful. And by decorating the house, so we try to add more power to the house, right? So that, my house will glow more and more. This is the same thing you will be able to find out even inside a Python decorator. So here, let me give you an example, and with the help of example, I'll try to explain you. I'll give you the very simple example. So let's suppose here I'm going to give a create a simple function. So let's suppose I'm going to create a function, greet, right? Greet function. And here I'm trying to write that welcome to Euron. Fine. So this is basically a simple function I have created, greet function. And whenever I'm going to call this greet function, so obviously it is going to tell you that welcome to Euron. Yeah, this is something it is going to tell you that welcome to Euron. As simple as that. Okay. Now, so this is not a very tough thing to write. I believe we all are able to understand that it's a very simple function. Where is a decoration then? Yeah. So where is a decoration, by the way? So let me show you the decoration part over here. So in a step by step manner. So here, let's suppose if I'm going to create a decorator. So if I have to create a decoration, right? So I can try to create another function, and my underscore deco function. So deco function I'm going to create, let's suppose, which is going to take input as some entity. So as of now, I'm trying to pass a variable as a func function, right? Inside that, so I'm going to create another function. So function inside a function, just like a closer, right? So internal function was working as a closer for me in the similar manner. So here I'm trying to create basically wra wrapper function, let's suppose. Yeah, wrapper function I'm going to create. And here, so I'm going to print something, right? So print this before the function. And here I'm going to call a function and then print again. And I'll write do this after the function. Yeah, do this after the function. And then to the outer function, so I'm going to return what? A wrapper function I'm going to return, which is the inner function I'm going to return. Okay, so here I have not done much, by the way, guys. So outer function was trying to take a function as an input. Yeah, function as an input. Now here, so I have just created an inner function, and I have just written one print statement before executing this function and one print statement after executing this function. Simple. I have just done this much. I have not done much over here. Okay, that's great. Now here, right, so here what we can do is, so we can now call the same greet function. Yeah, we can try to call the same greet function, but this time with a decoration. Decoration, how we can do a decoration? So at the rate you have to call, and then you have to call your decor function. So my deco function. So this is something called as decorator. So you are trying to pass a power of this function to this one. This is what it means, by the way. Now here, if I'm going to execute it, and now if I'm going to call a greet function, you will be able to find out that it is not just trying to print welcome to Euron, but it is trying to print something which I have decorated with, something which I have added before and after, right? Before and after. So this decoration which I'm trying to use, I can try to use with series of n number of functions which I'm going to create. Yeah. So any function which I'm going to create, so with that I can try to use this decoration. Now how this one is working, let's try to understand. So when you are trying to call this one, right? When you are trying to call this one, so obviously it will try to call this. Now here it's like understood that basically it's been decorated. It's been decorated with something, right? So this my decor. So it will go to my decor and it will try to pass this function that, okay, so this is the function that we have, right? So before, and it will try to execute this function, the function that it is trying to pass. And eventually it will be able to find out that I have to do this, then execute the function and then do this. And then I have to close the entire thing. So that's the reason. So you will be able to find out that it is trying to execute this and this before and after executing your function. So I'm just trying to like decorate it, and I can try to create any number of functions. So maybe def, I can try to create maybe a welcome function over here, and here, so inside a welcome function, so I can try to maybe print that welcome to Euron, and here, so I can try to decorate it, right? I can try to decorate it with my decor function at the rate my decor function. So now even welcome function will be able to get a property. If I'm going to call this welcome function, so now even welcome function will be able to get a power of this decorator. So means I'm going to write a decorator once, and then I can try to use it as many times as I want, as per the creation of a decorator. Very simple, right? So this is one of the like operations, one of the example you all will be able to find out. Now let's suppose, right? We have to use this decorator, right? We have to basically use this decorator for some useful purpose, right? For some useful purpose. For example, so how much time a particular function is trying to take to execute itself, if we have to find out that, yeah. So how much time a function is going to take to execute itself. So maybe I can try to print that how much time a function is going to take to execute itself. For example, let's suppose I'm going to write a function over here, maybe def and then print underscore list, yeah, print list. So now this is going to take input as a list, let's suppose, this function, and then it is going to iterate over to the for I in a list, iterate over to it. It is going to basically like check, so if there is a even number, so if I percentile 2 is equal to 0, so in that case try to create one list L1, which is a blank list, and then inside L1 try to append what? Append I. Means I'm just trying to like create a function over here, so which will try to filter out and then return return over here. So return what? Return L1. So I'm trying to create a function, so which will try to filter out a even number from a particular list, yeah. So which will try to filter out a even number from a particular list. This is what I'm trying to create over here. Okay, that's great. Now I can try to call this function directly, that's fine, yeah. And I can try to pass a list, so I can try to pass a list over here. Now it is able to filter out even number, and it is able to return me as a list. So it's working fine. So the way I was expecting it, so it is working completely fine. It is able to filter out the even number. Now what I want is that I would like to print the execution time, right? I would like to print the execution time. So when I have called this function, so what I want is that I'm trying to print the execution time, that how much time this entire thing has taken, right? How much time this entire thing has taken basically. So now to do that, what I can do is I can try to import basically a time function. So there is a time class, and then I can try to like create a marker, start underscore time, and start underscore time is what? So time dot time. So this is going to give you the current time, obviously, right? This is going to give you current time. And then here, so I can try to maybe calculate once it will be out of the loop. So end underscore time is a variable. I can try to create end time. And now I'm going to call again time dot time. Yeah, time dot time. Now total time taken is equals to what? Is equals to end time. So end underscore time variable that I have created minus start time. Now this is going to give you the total time taken by this one, because I have calculated the time here and then I am calculated the time here. This minus this is going to give me the total time for this execution. Yeah, for this execution. And then maybe I'm going to return a total time taken as well. Yeah, I'm going to return basically a total time taken as well. So as you can see, so it is able to return me something. If I'm going to like increase the length of the list, right? Increase the length of the list, you will be able to see like some sort of numbers. I have made some mistake in terms of passing the data. Yeah. So still it's 0. So maybe I can try to give one thing over here, that after every like a loop, so I'm going to call time dot sleep. So sleep for like some time. Now see, it will like give you the time. So it is going to give you the big time because I'm just like asking it to sleep after every like iteration. Yeah. So now it's going to take more and more time for you. So very simple plain code that I have written, guys. Yeah. So nothing fancy, nothing big. But yeah. So I'm just asking it to like sleep inside a loop itself. So after every this one, so it is going to sleep, and it is taking like a 24 second, by the way. Yeah. It is taking 24 second, 24 point this much of second to do the entire execution. Now this is one of the function that I have written. Now I'm going to create hundreds such kind of a functions, right? A different kind of function. Now for every function, I have to print this time, or I have to know that what is a time taken by that particular function in terms of execution, because it's a production critical for me. So I would love to calculate a time taken by a particular function. Yeah. Now, so again and again and again, I will have to write this piece of the code, right? Again and again and again, I'll have to write this piece of the code, which is pretty much hectic for me. Yeah, which is pretty much hectic for me. So here, what I can do is maybe I can try to create a decorator, right? Maybe I can try to create a decorator, and I'll just allow my decorator to handle each and everything. Means it will try to print the start time, and then it will going to print the end time. Total time taken, it is supposed to like print each and everything, right? So I'm not going to control. I'll just ask my decorator to control all of these things. Yeah. So that I don't have to write again and again these piece of the code, right? This piece of the code, I'll just write the core logic, but still I will be able to get this particular time. So let's write a decorator so that I can use it with hundreds of different functions. So here I'm going to write like a time underscore calculator, right? Deco, maybe a deco, right? I'm going to deco deco, I'm going to write. And here, so I'm going to pass a function, right? Function as a variable I'm trying to pass as of now. And then there is an internal function I'm going to write. And this internal function is calculator function, let's suppose, and this is going to take args and then asterisk args. I'm just trying to make it generic. Keyword args, you can write your name as well over here instead of args and keyword args, that's fine. So why I'm trying to pass args and keyword args, so what I'm trying to say that the function that you are trying to pass, it may come with, right? So the function that you are trying to decorate, by the way, so it may come with a argument, may not come with the argument. So I'm just leaving up to you. I'm trying to make it generic. This is the reason. So I'm trying to pass asterisk and double asterisk over here. Okay. Now, so let's calculate the time first of all. So first of all, import a time, right? And then here, so I'm going to write that time dot time. So time dot time over here. And this is basically my start time, START, start time. Okay. Start time. If you would like to print it, you can print it as well. So that's fine. So print basically what? So print basically a start. Okay. So print a start and then execute the function. So whatever function that you are trying to pass, just execute it, right? Function, just try to execute it with args and keyword args. Means with, we all understand, right? So what is the meaning of args and keyword args? I can try to pass a function with any number of argument, right? There is no limitation. There won't be any kind of a limitation at all. And then try to like calculate the end time, by the way. So end, so again, time dot time and print maybe end time. So print basically end time over here. Now, once this is done, print maybe end time over here. And function I'm able to execute in between, as you can see, right? So function I'm able to execute it. Now just do one thing. So total total underscore time. So total time taken by this entire things is basically end minus start. Yeah. End minus basically START start. Okay. And then return what? RETURN, return what? Total time. This is what I was looking for, right? So it is going to execute the function. So I'm just trying to call this one, and rest is just like printing a time and then calculating time. That's it. So this, and then come out of this internal function and to the outer function, return what? So calculator. So whatever calculator things that you have created, internal function, inner function, return, return. Okay, return calculator. So now this will become my decorator function, guys. This will become what? This will become my decorator function. You can use this function with any functions. Any functions means a function where you are passing one argument, two argument, three argument, keyword argument, simple argument. With anything you can try to use this particular function. Yeah, time calculator decor. So now here what I will do is I will try to call the same function, right? I'll try to call the same function. I'll remove this start time part, and then I'll remove even like this part. Yeah, I'll just remove this particular part as well. See, so I have just removed each and everything. So it is now just taking a list, and then it is trying to like give you the return of even a list. And now I'm going to execute this one, a print list. So execute and execute. So it's a plain one, right? Now do one thing, just decorate it. Yeah, decorate it. Decorate it with what? So decorate it with basically time calculator decorated. So as you can see now that it is, right? So as you can see now that it is trying to print the start time, it is trying to print the end time, and finally it is trying to even give you a return, right? So finally it is trying to give you a return of what? So return of a total time. Let me, yeah. So here function is trying to give you something as a return. So output, and let me try to give output here. Yeah. So now you are able to see the output. Same like before, I'm able to get the output, right? So I'm just trying to like write output over here, nothing much. So whatever function is trying to return, I'm just trying to give it over here. That's it. So here you must be able to see that it is trying to print the start time, it is trying to print end time, it is trying to print basically a filtered list, as well as it is trying to print the total time taken by my system to do this kind of a execution. Now I can try to call this decorator anywhere I want, and I will be able to give a power. So this is just a generic one that I have written. I can use it anywhere that I want, and the very simple one, right? I'm not doing much over here. There is an outer function, there is an inner function, that's it. Yeah, there is an outer function and there is an inner function. Now, so let's suppose if I have to use this decorator and this decorator together. Yeah, so this is a decorator that I have to use, right? This is also a decorator which I have to use over here with my print list. Will I be able to use this decorator? For example, so let's suppose if I have decorated with the time calculator decorator. Now here, so I'm going to decorate it with my decor. The first decorator, will I be able to use it? Now it is giving me a error saying that takes 0 positional argument, but 1 was given. So this decorator wrapper basically, so inside this decorator, the inner function that I have created, so it takes how many positional argument? 0 positional argument, right? 0 positional argument, but this function is trying to take 1. This function is trying to take 1. So the only changes that you will have to do over here is that you have to allow, right? You have to allow it to take as many argument as possible. Simple. So here, right here, args, and then static kw args, make it generic. You can just mention args, that's also going to work, right? Because we are not providing anything like in terms of keyword key and value pair, kw, and same thing you can try to copy, and then you can try to mention it over here. Now this will solve your problem, right? This will solve your problem. See, this has solved your problem. So it is trying to call the previous decorator as well as trying to call the current one. So it is trying to call basically 2 decorator altogether. But yeah, so I'm not able to get the output in a proper way. The only reason is, so here you have to like call out, put, let's suppose output is equals to this one, and then basically return your output. So output, return it. Now it's fine. And I'm able to use 2 decorator. I'm able to use 2 decorator, power of 2 different decorator. So likewise, I can try to use even a 20 decorator. There is no issue at all. I can use as many number of decorator as I want. And yes, it is going to work the way it was expected. Very simple, right? Very simple. So I can give a power of decoration to any other function again and again and again in a repetitive manner. That's a whole idea behind a decoration, basically. And yeah, so this phenomena is called as stacking. So decorator stacking. So one after another or one top of the other, I'm trying to just stack the entire decorator. So with that, guys, thank you so much. See you again in my next lecture, so where I'm going to talk about something new. So with that, thank you so much, everyone.